So what is a Sure Group listing? This is what a lot of sellers will ask us. Hey, what do you do differently? Why should we hire the Sure Sales Group? What is a Sure Group listing? Well, I figured it might make sense to explain that in a bit of detail. So here's what a Sure Group listing is. And it's more of a philosophy than kind of a basic marketing scheme. When you're listing your home with our team, the number one important factor is that you're not hiring someone to stick a sign in the yard and smack a lockbox on it and hope someone comes and sells the home. You're hiring a strategic advisor. So we operate in the advisory capacity with all of our clients, but especially home sellers. For most people, this is going to be your biggest asset that you ever sell, and it has direct impact on your financial legacy and well-being. Selling a home for $200,000 versus $250,000 can be a game changer for most. So we operate in a strategic advisor capacity, and what that means is we're trying to find ways to unlock value for our clients. Here's how we do it. We evaluate properties. You got to know how to do a property evaluation and what steps are necessary. We do equity analyses for a house depending on what your financing is, what you currently owe, how long you've owned the property, and we tie that into a comparative market analysis and what are the trending market dynamics. If I'm gonna be a strategic advisor, I need to say, hey, maybe now's not a good time to sell. Maybe you should consider renting the property. Maybe we need to revisit this 2 months from now because right now the inventory is too high. Or, hey, I heard, let's move up this timeline because now's a good time to strike low inventory. So in order to take that strategic advisory role, you really have to understand the market. You have to understand marketing of a property and how these timelines and pricing strategies intersect to hopefully pinpoint the optimal time for your client to take action, whether listing a home, buying a home, renting a home, taking a home equity line of credit, any number of things. So it's really about how do we do this to take what everyone's looking for is what's called asymmetric risk reward. How do I take a little bit of risk and get the highest reward? And that's what we're doing when we're trying to unlock value. The second thing you get with the Sure Group listing is just really good marketing, plain and simple. Like we do this for every single house. This is a magazine quality brochure that tells the story of a house that we co-create. What are the most important features of your home? Why do you love the home? And we just put this together. These will be spread out across the island, mailed to the entire neighborhood. And it's a nice little hard copy brochure. So after you see 10 houses and you have this one, you say, hey, man, that one was pretty nice. We can't do anything without great photography, but I've already covered that. We do Facebook targeted advertising, Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn targeted advertising. So we pull demographic data and we'll say, hey, according to the Maryland Association of Realtors, here's who bought these homes, here's what their demographics are. Let's put that let's put your home in front of the people who are most likely to buy your house. That is critical. I'm not sure how many other agents are doing this or how well they do it, but this is the reason we've had hockey stick growth and why we're probably going to do over 130 million closed transactions this year. Because what we're doing is gleaning big data, buzzword, and putting it in front of people who are most likely to buy it. Now, we still do Google AdWords too, but the difference between Google and the social media marketing is in Google, they have to be searching. Looking for a home in Sykesville, Maryland. Okay, boom, we pop up because we're on the Google AdWords because we're smart and we paid to have that come up. But even if you don't type that in, if you're looking at real estate, if you have a high income, if you meet the demographics for people who are buying in your area, we'll come up across your newsfeed. We'll come up in your LinkedIn mailbox. We'll come up on Instagram, Facebook, and say, hey, you want this? Hey, are you interested in this? Click here, talk to us. What Steve Jobs said, that was a quote I love, is buyers don't know what they want until you show it to them. So Google's a little bit reactive, where the rest of the stuff is proactive, and that's what you get with the Sure Group listing. And finally, once we do get offers coming in, we're really good at negotiation, and Because we're the strategic advisors, we're doing this for the long haul. So we want the deal that's right for you, not the deal that's right for us. So on every single piece of our marketing, every single piece, we bullet point 3 things: buyers, sellers, and property management. That's what we do. That's what we know. It's pretty simple. We want to work with people who are buying property. We want to work with people who are selling property. And oh, by the way, if you can't sell or you have a bunch of property and you need to manage to get great cash flow with no nonsense, no checks in the mail, check out episode, I believe it's going to be 8 about Senmar management. That's what we do. And here's what we do: world-class sales, negotiation, and marketing. We pour all of our resources into having world-class sales, meaning negotiation and marketing. I mean, they speak for themselves. I don't need to dumb it down. So that's what a Sure Group listing is. If you've had any thoughts of selling or you know someone who has, we would love to apply for the job. Hey, we're not bragging. We're just applying for a job. Oh, by the way, with the Sure Group listing, just keep in mind, we charge essentially the same as everybody else. So we don't cost more, we don't cost less, we cost the same as everyone else because we fall right in this sweet spot of 5 to 6% for a listing fee. So keep that in mind, because I'm not sure if someone else checks all these boxes. And again, this is just the tip of the iceberg.